All right, what's up, Show and Go Squad? It's Anthony from the Show and Go podcast, aka TonyTwoSeam. And today, instead of a regular podcast or Jeopardy video, what we have today is a ranking video of MLB stadiums, in my opinion. We're going to start doing more of these kinds of videos, mixing it up with not just podcast videos. So let us know what you guys think in the comments, and let's get into it. To kick us off, we got American Family Field. I believe that is the Brewer Stadium, formerly Miller Park, which better name in my opinion. This is a good stadium. I really like the slide, the home run slide. Besides that, I think it's a pretty neutral field. Nothing great about it, nothing necessarily bad about it, but I'm putting it in the C category. Okay. Angel Stadium. And by the way, this ranking is based off real life, not MLB The Show. So big discrepancy there. Okay. Angel Stadium. I've personally been to the stadium. I think it's a great stadium. I really enjoyed being there. Would definitely go again. So I'm gonna say B. I like the rocks. I like the giant A. Great stadium. They took away my sunscreen though, so kind of would have been A, but they took away my sunscreen at the gate, so not A for that reason. Busch Stadium. I absolutely love Busch Stadium. This is absolutely an A tier stadium for me. Love the arch. Love the city background behind the stadium that you can see from the field itself. Backgrounds and city skylines are really big for me personally. So that's why Busch Stadium is going to be an A. All right, Orioles Park at Camden Yards. I love Orioles Park. I'm going to be honest. Beautiful stadium. I love the warehouse in right field. Not a big fan that they changed the field fence in. I think it's kind of dangerous now, but still love Camden Yards. This is an example of this is definitely a difference from if it was an MLB The Show. I despise Camden Yards and MLB The Show. For those that don't remember, the last 2 years of MLB The Show, it saves your most recently used stadium. So those who remember from MLB 20 and before that, Camden Yards was just the default field. So you would play there all the time from people just not picking a stadium. So I couldn't stand it from that. But in real life, love Camden Yards. All right, Chase Field is next for Diamondbacks. This might be a hot take. Not a huge fan of Chase Field. I think it's nice. I think the pool is cool, but other than that, nothing too great about it. I am hoping to go to Chase Field this summer for my birthday as part of checking off another stadium to go out as a bucket list for me. But yeah, Chase Field, I think C. Depending on how it is when I actually go in person might change, but for now I think it's a C. All right, Citi Field, New York Mets. I love the Apple and Center Field. Besides that, nothing too great about it, but it is a nice looking stadium. It is. I would definitely go there. Obviously, I remember the home run derby there with Yoenis Cespedes absolutely kicking butt. So that's why it's in B. All right, Phillies, Citizens Bank Park. I like the Philly Stadium. I love the Liberty Bell. This is to me below Busch Stadium, but definitely better than like Chase Field. So it's also going to be in B. This is definitely one of my favorite stadiums though, growing up, but not as good as the others. All right, Comerica Park. Not a fan. I just don't like. It seems really awkwardly big and just empty space with nothing really to look at besides what the tiger statues. So besides that, there's nothing really cool about it. I'm sure it's a beautiful stadium if you're there, but I'm gonna put it in D. Okay, Coors Field. See, you can say the same thing about Comerica Park, but personally, I think Coors Field looks so much nicer than Comerica Park. I love the forest in center field. I know being a pitcher, if I was in the bullpen, I'd love to watch the game from the forest out there. So I'm gonna say Coors is definitely B. Okay, Dodger Stadium. Dodger Stadium is a classic stadium, but personally, not the biggest fan of Dodger Stadium. That also might be a hot take. Kind of boring to me. It's a classic stadium, but it's not like a classic stadium like some of these other ones on this list that will definitely rank higher. But for that, Dodger Stadium is in C. Fenway Park, perfect lead from Dodger Stadium to Fenway Park. Fenway Park is going to be S tier. I mean, Fenway Park is one of two fields that are going to be my S tier for this list. Fenway Park is definitely a bucket list. If I don't go to all 30, Fenway is definitely one that I need to go to before I die. Green Monster, tons of history. Not enough great things you can say about Fenway Park. All right, next is Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati Reds. I think I like the stadium, but I remember from the home run derby and the All-Star game when Todd Frazier won the home run derby. It was that year. I remember the commentator said Great American Ballpark is a great ballpark, but not necessarily a baseball stadium. It doesn't have a big baseball stadium feel like some of these other ones, like Busch Stadium or I don't know, Petco Park. But I do like Great American Stadium, but I'm gonna put it in B. All right, next is Globe Life Field. Honestly, not a fan at all. From the outside, it just from pictures that I've seen, from the outside, it just looks like a giant barn or something like that, just made of metal. Doesn't look good from the inside or out personally, just from pictures and from watching games, but not a fan. All right, Kauffman Field. I love the fountains. Honestly, if this was an MLB show, this would be terrible, but I love the fountains. I think Kauffman Field is a beautiful stadium. I'm gonna put it in B. It's just missing a little something to be an A, but I like Kauffman Field. All right, Marlins Park. If this was before they changed it from the disgusting green walls and the atrociously disgusting home run statue, this would be in D. But since then, I am now a fan of Marlins Park. I love the blue fences. I'm gonna put Marlins Park in C, definitely. And then also, I wanted to note, like this isn't necessarily in any particular order B. They're just all in B, not like Angels, then Citi Field, then Phillies. All right, next Minute Maid Park. If this was when they still had Tal's Hill and the pole in center field, this would be much lower. But I have to admit, Minute Maid Park is a beautiful stadium. Big fan. Not enough said. I like the short fence in left field. You don't see that in too many stadiums, obviously, beside Fenway, but also Green Monster is ridiculously tall. But I like Minute Maid Park. Big fan. All right, Nationals Park. Big fan of Nationals Park. I don't know why, but I mean, this is the reason why the Reds is in B. National Park is like the Red Stadium to me, but it has that big league stadium feel to it. I mean, just from watching. So I'm going to put Nationals Park in A. All right. Coliseum. This hurts me. Being an Ace fan, I have to be honest, though. Coliseum is one of two stadiums going in the F tier. I mean, the sewers, it used to be shared field, so it's beat up. Yeah. Can't say enough bad things about the Coliseum, but it's like it's a shithole, but it's our shithole. You know what I mean? But definitely bottom tier for MLB stadiums. Love it though. Love the Coliseum. Okay. Bring the A's to Howard Terminal Stadium, please. Dave Cavall. Make it happen. Anyways, Oracle Park. Giant Stadium. Been to the stadium multiple times. I love the Giant Stadium. Love the Coke bottle. Love the gloves. Love the splash hits. Oracle Park is classic. Beautiful stadium. Another one right after that, Petco Park. I went to Petco Park last summer. Beautiful stadium. Would 100% recommend going there if you have not been there yet. I know Ryan's been there for the World Baseball Classic. I know he loved it. I love Petco Park. I think it's a beautiful stadium. Would definitely recommend. Another good one, Pnc Park. I really like Pnc Park a lot for the same reason for the Giants. I love the river in the right field. I love center field. I don't know why. This is something so small, but I really like the batter's eye at Pnc Park. Just a big fan. I've enjoyed Pnc Park since Andrew McCutchen was there. So, big fan. All right. Progressive Field. I'm not a huge fan of Progressive Field, but it's not terrible. But for that reason, I don't really want to put it in B, but it's definitely better than D. So I'm going to put Progressive Field for the Cleveland Guardians in C. Okay, Rogers Center. Not a huge fan of Rogers Center. I mean, it's cool. I like the hotel in center field, but besides that, I mean, not a big fan of turf or baseball fields. I don't think it looks great. I'm put Rogers Center in D. Don't come at me, Kevin God. Not a fan though. All right, T-Mobile Park, the Mariners. I like the Mariners Stadium. I like when they're playing well, and you can feel it on TV, like when the A's play the Mariners. When the Mariners are playing well, they have a great fan base, and I think that's part of a good stadium too. Definitely like T-Mobile Park, so that's going to be in C. I don't even think it's called T-Mobile Park anymore, but regardless. All right, Target Field, Minnesota Twins. I've always been a big fan of Target Field. Don't know why. It's a really nice stadium. I remember when the home run derby was there as well. I remember Yoenis Cespedes putting bombs up on the third deck in that field, which was ridiculous. But regardless, I think Target Field is a nice stadium. Not A, but definitely B. I like Target Field. All right, Tropicana Field. I'm sorry, Rays fans, but Rays and A's need new stadiums. They deserve new stadiums Great franchises, not the best ownership, but they deserve new stadiums. Both teams' fan bases deserve a new stadium, and the teams as well. Regardless, let's go to Truist Park. I like Truist Park. I feel like it's missing something, but it's definitely better than some of these C fields. I'm putting B. I think it's a nice stadium though. Okay, U.S. Cellular Field, Chicago White Sox. Not a huge fan of U.S. Cellular. I think it's a little overrated because I know people like it because the lollipop things in center field, but honestly, not a big fan at all. I'm gonna put it in D just because I don't really like it. Not much at all, honestly. All right, Wrigley Field. I mean, this is the other field to be in S tier. Love Wrigley Field. How can you not? Beautiful stadium. That's the other one that I need to go to, even if I don't get to all 30. The Ivy, the history, all that. Wrigley Field, definitely S tier. Last but not least, Yankee Stadium. I'm honestly torn with Yankee Stadium. It's another classic one, so you can't really hate on it, but it's definitely not S tier. I know I said I like the short porch for the Astros, so I kind of have to be. I do like the short porch for the Yankees Stadium. Not gonna lie. Yankees fans are an L, but Yankee Stadium is a W, so it's gonna be an A tier. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this ranking video. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. We love to hear your guys' feedback. And if you would like, send us your ranking of MLB stadiums, and we can go over it in a video or mention it in a podcast 100%. We would love to do that. Thanks, guys.